So I wanted to leave everything so God would provide for me. I wanted to leave everything. And I did. And that's what they did in the Bible. You know, Jesus said, follow me. And they left their jobs. And I said, well, I'm leaving my everything.
And you're following him.
Yes.
You left everything, and in essence, you found everything of value. You found life. Now, I want you to tell me what you hope the book does. When you want people who don't necessarily know God at all, and you don't mind if every Christian in America reads it. What you'd like them to do, though, is to get into the hands of some people who might be outside the realm of belief and faith, right? What do you hope the book does?
Well, the book is about, there's two parts in the book. The second part is about my salvation and everything, and that's the part that I wanted to write about the most. But the Lord led me to write a journey about my life and about my struggles and with my parents, with growing up, with the issues, with insecurity, with drugs, with reaching my dream, finding out it wasn't everything I thought it was going to be. And kids can relate to that. You know, so many people have told me they went through similar things, and I hope Christians can grab it and just give it to some non-believers, and they'll be able to relate to it. I mean, it's anointed, you know, and God's going to use it.
All right, beyond the book, what are you going to do? What's the future? Music, anything, a band, what are you going to do? Try to touch other people. What's your goal? My
main goal in this life is to be one with God, and just to get that union with Him, so I don't strive for it to turn into a religion, you know, and I just want to be in love with Him and Him with me, and I want to take care of my daughter. And everything else, as far as music, I'm doing that too, but it's got to be in God's timing. I'm done mixing, or I'm almost done mixing it, and I want to wait on the Lord and make sure it's right, you know, because I love God, and I wrecked myself, you know, and I like to be around the spirit of goodness, you know, just for a while. And
if you go out in any kind of musical capacity and have a band or something now, is it going to be a band with the purpose of trying to touch people's lives and see them experience a relationship with God like you have?
That's all my life is about. There's no more, it's not about me anymore. And sometimes I struggle with that because the music's cool that He gave me, and I'm like, oh, it's rocking. But it's not about me anymore. It's not about me, it's about heaven. And I want to grab souls and hand them to heaven. That's all I want to do in life, you know?
What do you think, Dave? You sweet little church girl over here. What do you see and hear when you listen to Brian right now?
Well, I tell you what, I was just sitting here thinking, to be as young a Christian as you are, God's giving you really wisdom really fast.
Oh,
and
right
I think
on.
that's
Thank
just wonderful and amazing, and you just keep grabbing hold of that, and like, you know, just that love for Him.
Yeah.
And He's going to show you, like you said, in His timing.
Exactly. I've went through a lot of lessons, though, because I tried to go, and He's like, sit down.
Why don't we
take your baba?
Why don't we see if we can get your daughter that you love so much, if she'd come down here and stand by you now? I know we were talking about doing it at the end of the program. Would you come down here, introduce us to your daughter? Would you tell us who this is, Brian?
Oh, this is the love of my life, one of the loves of my life, Janaea, and God used her to
stand by your dad. Would you do that?
God used her to.
Is she beautiful? Is this a beautiful girl? Janaea, let me ask you, can you tell a difference in your dad? You know he loves you, but can you tell a difference since Jesus came in his life? Can you see a difference in him?
Well, his beard grew out more.
Can you tell that he loves you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that he loves Jesus?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not a new show. He really loves Jesus, right? Yeah.
For eternity.
You sure are a sweetheart. I pray that every one of you will pray for Janaea, and I pray that you will pray for Brian and the outreach that God puts before him, and you really consider getting this book and using this as an outreach tool. Would you like to say a great big thank you to Brian Welch and to his beautiful daughter? Would you just like to say thank you for sharing your story, and thank God? Janaea, if you want to go back out and sit out in the audience, you can. If you want to, okay? Yeah, you can go back out there and sit right there. She said she didn't want to stay up here very long. And you know what? Really and truly, she reminds me of Betty. because there's a sweetness there. And I could show you some pictures of Miss Betty when she was a little girl. And she had the sweet look that you have. And you know, Brian, I believe that you're going to be a tremendous blessing, not only to your daughter, but I believe you're going to be a blessing to many people's children. And that you will inspire them, you know, to look behind, quote, the good times that don't necessarily lead to meaningful times and really find life. And I'm going to be praying that for her. I want you to know I'm really proud of you. I'm proud of the journey you're on. It means a lot to me that you respect me and Betty.
Yeah, I honor you guys in your show, and I just appreciate you having
Yeah,
me.
and you don't, he wouldn't even want you to know this, but a while ago before we came out here, he said, I want to give a gift to help you do what God's called you to do. And it really surprised me. And he wrote a note to us in his book. And I'm going to tell you what that said. You know, I mean, for somebody, he hadn't been a Christian very long. But he said, I believe that what you're doing is what Jesus would do. And I want to do what Jesus does, so I want to help you. And I want to make a special gift of my book to you. And it has been a real honor because, see, I've encouraged all of you who watch this program to pray for entertainers and pray for people that, you know, you may not agree or approve of their example of what they're doing, but Jesus really did die for people that sometimes we don't think we care for. I remember seeing someone that was real mean. Matter of fact, he hurt me real bad. And right after he hurt me and he stormed off, they burst away in a kind of a hot rod type car. And as I looked at him, anger rose up, and God said, Jesus speaking to me, I died for him. I died for it. And boy, God just moved my heart. Those of you who watch this program rejoice that Brian has come to Christ. And I know with all my heart that you love helping others. Right now, we have an opportunity to do what Brian said he wanted to do, help others. We've got an opportunity to give far more than a cup of water. We can give a well of water. I want you to listen and watch with your heart.